Right. Well, you got to see, Seifer. We're just pushing forward. So, another mandatory fight. But it's okay because we've got really good music. And really good music is what elevates this above. There we go. Silly that. 500. He's only lost 100, maybe 200 life. And he can still use his limit break. Like, if you could use Seifer for the full game, he would be a weapon. Just a weapon of destruction, because his limit break hits everyone. He would be the ultimate tool for just, like, getting rid of mobs. But we're getting about 150 experience off those enemies and 2 AP, so it's worth it. It's just a little frustrating. And when I was playing this the other day, I say the other day, like last week, to try and practice run, if I had the patience and the knowledge to do this, I was having problems here because I have 2 versions of this game on the original PlayStation. One is a Platinum set, the other one is the original discs. And the original discs are a little bit, you know, beat up. They could do with a clean, a buff, so I can get all the scratches off them. So when it cuts between gameplay and CG, it struggles to load. And I was having moments where I was like turning my PS2 upside down and shit. Old school PlayStation moments when you were trying to get the disc to read. And it does work that on the old PlayStation. It doesn't work so much on this one. I found on this one just opening and shutting the box was probably the best way of doing it. But I was also reminded that PlayStation by itself can scratch your discs. And I always thought, you know, moving the machine around would be the easiest way to scratch a disc. And when I was moving it, trying to get a cutscene to load, I checked the disc afterwards and it was flawless. And then another one that I'd not done anything to had like a fucking keyring on it. It looked ridiculous. There should be more. Alright, I want you guys to scout the area for enemies. And there's a dog. Is that an enemy, Seifer? Should we kill him too? But you come over here, I believe, and there's this dude to fight. It just makes me laugh though. You're a military force, I assume from Galbadia, invading Dollet. The rival SeeD garden is being called. Where are all your super cool students? Why is it all just Galbadian military? He charges some kind of circular nuclear explosion on the tip of his awesome sword, and then it turns into a shuriken of wind. I mean, it don't get much more skillful than that, considering this is essentially a gun with a giant knife on it. Let's have a look. I think that's all of them. And the music stopped, which is a good indication that it is. So what's up, Seifer? What are we doing, bro? Well then, we're on standby till the enemy comes. I'm gonna walk menacingly over here and wave my big long sword. So, this is one of those moments where you never really know what to do. So I kind of try doing everything, like talk to Seifer, move around a little bit. There's probably an event square here somewhere. Yeah, I think I tripped it then. Sounds like it's starting. You have no idea, Squally boy. Oh, he's not a fan of dogs. You do get a bonus on your SeeD rank for saving that dog. Hey, Galbadia soldiers, what are you waiting for? Come show me what you got. Got a giant 6-foot sword on the end of my pistol. So There's the clock tower. There's the insinuation that time has passed with the cut. And as you can see, Seifer's twitching like a shitting dog. He's got some serious ADHD going on. And we're not getting anything. So let's talk to him. Still keeping us waiting. So essentially this is Seifer's breakdown. Seifer's breakdown of professionalism because the way he's built, because of his nature, and he wants to fight. He's a soldier. So instead of holding a position like he's supposed to and abiding to his post and the rules of this exam, Seifer's going to break that. Not too sure what the hell this one is doing. It's a random soldier guy. You know, practicing the roadie run for when Gears of Wars uses it. It's like half a squadron runs past. Where were they? What were they doing? It's the enemy. Where the hell are they going? I have no idea why they cut them off at the head on that shot. That is really not how cinematography is supposed to work. Our next destination is Ristorante. Spelled wrong. That's against orders, sir. Weren't you just saying how bored you were? I stand by the captain's decision. So one thing that I suppose Squall is doing right here is he's agreeing that Seifer is captain and he's following his orders, even if those orders are bad, because that is his test. You'll thank me when the time comes. He'll also ask me why I wore my trousers so high, because as you can see, my belt is several yards past my navel. So Zell doesn't really have the intellect to realise that Squall is not being buddy-buddy. He's just trying to abide to the restrictions that are put on him. You can stay here, Zell. We don't need Boy Scouts. What was that, asshole? You want to go, bro? You want to taste the lightning and thunder I have in both these fists? Why would that dog stay so close when you've just been scared by Seifer? So the enemy is headed for the facility. We squad B are to secure the summit. Move out! Fine. This is a nice little pond's walk. I love it. Gotta get that bulb fixed. It's oscillating. Terrible utilities in Dollet. What next? Turds surfing out of the sewers? Soon we will be encapsulated in a river of shit. And we have random battles. And I'm going to be handling random battles in the same way, really. Draw some magic if I want to, and run away. And the trick to this is, Seifer can kill all the battles you have to fight, but not any more. Or you'll level him up. And the point of this playthrough is not to level up. And some people do kind of a non-strict playthrough, where they'll level up the GFs using Seifer on this section, and they'll make them really strong. And that enables you to get Lionheart, that enables you to get a lot more abilities than you normally do. And it's a choice, you know, it's a personal preference. But I believe when you're going to do something like a no level run, that no one should level up. So that's what I'm going to try and do. As much as I do like Lionheart, which is my favourite weapon on the game. And this is the boss. Help me! Oh my god! You saying Hawkins was killed by a fucking lizard? Yes, this one. So this is a boss. Which means... well, it's not really a boss. I guess it's a mini-boss, like a sub-boss. And it hits kind of hard. But we're going to be hitting it with limit breaks, and we're going to be using potions. Now, like, for instance, this. A lot of these animations are canned animations. There's one or two of them. You know, they look good the first time. You see them a lot in an RPG, because that's how RPGs work. Just imagine, with the technology we have today, with, you know, the flexibility of animation, and the way that technology's made everything much more easier, you could have several animations for one key animation, so that you're not always watching the same thing. And it would just be an example of where, you know, limited technology held them back that we don't have anymore, yet, like, what was the last game, Final Fantasy game you played with a limit break in it? You know? Was it 10? Like, I can't remember 10-2. I know 12 didn't have a limit break to my knowledge. 13, like, didn't have anything. You had that Gestalt thing, which was essentially the GF attack, and they had a limit-esque break. Just really strange. So what we're going to do here is we're going to hit him with this No Mercy. If it doesn't kill him, we're going to use a potion. Because on any RPG, you have to prioritize healing over everything else, because if you don't, you're going to die. And I am very vulnerable right now, because this thing does have a special attack. And I would like it if it did not shit on my ships with it. So... this is going to heal us. Doesn't heal us the best amount, but one more, and I'll be quite comfortable to continue attacking. Because the biggest problem with healing in a fight like this is you can get into a routine of just healing to stay alive, and you never want to do that if you can avoid it. And this is also a moment where if you had drawn any magic and put it into Seifer, or put it into Squall because you would have given Seifer Squall's Junctioning anyway, you might be able to kill this thing considerably faster than what I'm showing here. But as you can see, it's taking a pounding. Just like Charlie's ass on Me, Myself and Irene. Yeah, over the years my ass is taking a pounding. Go on, Seifer, knock its tits off. There we go, consistent 200 damage and it's dead. Another creature has just gone extinct. Very close to leveling. Oh my goodness. But I believe that is the final one. The final one. And then after this, Seifer's going to run forward, and it's going to be all down to us. So, we'll soon have a see. Let's push on. Very quiet considering we're in the middle of a war zone at this moment. Oh, this will be interesting. Is Seifer still with us, or is this just two people dead in a fight and then game over? Oh, thank God, Seifer, thank God. That would have sucked so hard if it had just been like, fuck you. You should have used a Phoenix down. That would have been quite delicious. But we've got him for a while, so let's do this. And I was looking the other day, because there's a weapon on Final Fantasy IX called Excalibur. Or Excalibur 2, actually, because you can get Excalibur 1 quite easily. And it involves getting to the end of the game in about 12 hours, or under 12 hours, which to me just seems insane. And they were talking about a strategy where you run on the world map where you don't get random battles, and I have absolutely no idea how they know this, or how you do this. Because it's a random. Like, how do you predict random? Our first real battle. I don't know. I try not to think about it. Just think about the titties. Titties get us through every day. The way I look at it, as long as you make it out of the battle alive, you're one step closer to pressing the middle button and fucking up the recording. Oh my goodness. What, you dream? You have one too, don't you? I always dreamt of being a woman. That's why I have this spiffy comb over. Mind your own business, weakling. Friggin' hell. Who says friggin' hell? I want to keep it PG-13, goddammit! What's the matter, Zell? Swatting flies? Breaks his hand, punching the ground. He will always treat you like a dog, Zell. Oh, here she comes. This is the introduction to Selfie, after we've already met her. And her terrible balance, yet her gravity-defying skirt. And almost immaculate hair. That JRPG syndrome of perfect skin, perfect hair. If you like that hairstyle. Are you Squad B? Why do you have a man's voice? My name's Selfie from Squad A. My windpipe was crushed when I was a small baby. That's why I sound like this. Well, there goes Seifer. He looks surprisingly big in the distance. One of these days I'm going to tell you about my romantic dream. It involves you and a bottle of baby lotion. That is such a bad line. One of these days I'm going to show you about my sexy dream. It's only 90% rapey. So at this moment in time, Selfie wants you to jump over the wall, but you actually lose points on your SeeD rank if you do that. So, we're not going to be doing that. Interesting. I have no magic at all. That's cool. None whatsoever. So instead, if you walk around, you can save the potential penalty. It does take longer and you risk a random battle. And it might, you know, get into a random battle, not run away in time and have somebody smack Cloud because his life is so low. You know what, I'm not going to risk that because I don't have that many Phoenixes, so I'm going to give him one. Like, I wish I could heal him by 50. You know, just a comfortable amount so that he can probably survive a hit, but he can still mercilessly slam him with his limit break. You wouldn't normally jump off a cliff, okay? And that rat squad. Yes, it is. You're an obedient manslave, Zell. Well, anyway, let's get going. Right, you better have magic. No, I know how to hook up a GF, thank you. Pressing triangle to open a menu, so I don't know how to do that right. Alright, I've only got 2 GFs. She got any magic? She's a magic user with no magic, Selfie. That's terrible. What am I paying you for? Well, lonely soldier. I suppose we could see what magic this guy's got. Has he got cure? Well, you can't because you're useless. Oh, Zell doesn't even have anything equipped. Bollocks. I thought he'd keep my junctioning. Or maybe I never junctioned. So this is the main way of getting magic in the game, aside from... Ooh, there we go. Aside from refining it, is to draw it from enemies. But this is a real bad example because only one person is drawing and you want, primarily, your entire team doing it. If you can. There are draw points on the map, there are draw points in the levels, you can refine cards, you can do a whole bunch of different things to get magic, but drawing is the easiest and most reliable. And for some reason this... Oh, I do have 3 GFs, what the fuck am I talking about? I took 2 off my terminal. You don't have any magic, Zell. But you will. In time. Who the fuck's got Quetzalcoatl? Quistis, you robber! Oh, Quetzalcoatl's not been even gaining any experience, which is quite sad. And there we go. Then we can go into the bottom of the radio tower thing, and we can save the game. Communication tower, sorry. Sure is big. It is, Selfie, but that's why I clean it thoroughly. Cowards. She seems rather happy to see Seifer. Ooh. So we got a draw point and probably a potential fight by the time we go from the draw point to the save point to the elevator. So let's have a look. Ooh, blind. Blind is really useful because you can blind T-Rexes. Let's have a look at this. Another solo dude. They're pretty cool looking sword. You know, like a trigger guard on his sword for his little shotgun maneuver he's got. Biggest problem here is because we don't have a very good magic stat, his draws are going to probably suffer, because I don't think the higher the magic stat, the more reliable the draw. It just seems to work that way. So I think it's kind of like a placebo effect. Because as you can see, it's been reliably decent, so I don't think magic affects it at all. It's just, it's one of those things I believed as a kid, so it's kind of stuck with me. I'm just going to draw a lot of cure. Excuse me. And I'm doing it purely for the two boss fights we're about to do coming up, because as long as we've got a way of healing, I mean, it might not be as good as the potions we've got, but I want it just in case. And that's about as much as well. But that animation, it sounds good, it looks good. God, this game's so good. No experience, no AP, but we do get some magic. And that's what we wanted, really. So let's have a check. It's not much to junction, and it doesn't do anything. Fuck. Ooh, his does. Tempted to swap the GF so that Squall can have strength, so he can bash, like super bash people. So that puts hers up a little bit, at least. Yeah, I think we'll just go forward as we are. We're pretty base level, you know. It's risky, but it's doable.